Yeah, I think we're ready to get started. So, um, yeah, let's see. We're around 10, 15 guys here. One
Sweet.
more. Nice. Okay, start. And if you have any socials, any links, we can post it here in the chat.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'll post them after my pitch.
All right.
All right. My name is Tanner Percival. I'm a software engineer. I've been developing for 7 years. I'm self-taught. I've been through a couple of boot camps, and I have 3 years of professional experience in a fintech startup. I was laid off about a month and a half ago and decided that I needed to make something instead of working for someone. I've been motivated by the crypto environment and the scammy nature of crypto to build something legit, which is basically how I found myself here. I have some experience trading in Forex. I have a couple years in Forex, and that's kind of my background in market knowledge. So basically, my idea was to create a game that will generate income and then pump a chart and then allow that chart to distribute meme coin through the game. Basically creating a self-fulfilling loop and incentive cycle where free-to-play players can earn real meme coin through the game and then cash out their winnings and just basically make money from the game as a free user. This model would be sustainable in the idea that two times the ad revenue is being generated for the amount of meme coin that is being distributed. So that way more liquidity is always going into the chart than is being pulled out, no matter what, even if people are selling all the coins that they earn, because they're generating more income than they're receiving. It's that simple. And I've made a clicker game. The idea that I decided to go with was a cookie clicker game because I found it really addicting as a kid. And I think that child market is something that's good to lean into because those are people that won't pull meme coin out of the wallet. They'll never be able to withdraw meme coin from the game because they're not legally age verified. Like they're not legally able to because of their age. So you'll have a bunch of kids who hopefully find the game addicting and are generating ad revenue and aren't ever pulling liquidity out of the chart. So they're only pumping liquidity. So the idea was make an addictive game that kind of keeps your attention. And I've got a cookie clicker game. Can everyone see that? It looks like it's being cast properly here.
Yeah,
I've been working on it for about a month. It's got minimum features and the UI is pretty ugly. I'm hoping to bring on another game dev and help spruce things up and make it more visually appealing. But the idea is that you start with 0 clicks or like 1 click, 1 value per click, and then you build your way up and you buy upgrades to increase your click value and generate automatic clicks to increase your value. So you get offline progression. And it's basically just like every other exponential clicker game that you've ever seen. And there's going to be milestones to prestige. And when you prestige, there's this equation where every 1,000 gold nuggets that you have over the prestige cost equals 1 gold bar. And so what we do is that we have people play the game, and it forces people to play the game, get served ads, and stay on the app so we can farm ad revenue. And then they make enough points to prestige, and they convert those the gold nuggets into gold bars into prestige points. And then what you'll be able to do is take those prestige points and buy more upgrades to make gold nuggets faster in order to prestige faster, in order to get more gold bars or prestige points faster. And you ask, why do I need prestige points? I've implemented this meme coin minting part of the game, which is how I'm going to handle distribution at a high level. It'll cost your prestige points. You can see here I have a gold bar balance and I have a GCM points balance. This is my in-game tracker for how many meme coins I've mined. And then I have these slots down here, which allow me to spend my gold bars to receive progress to fill this bar. And when this progress bar is completely filled, I'll receive my GCM or my meme coin points. So I've already ran a slot ahead of time. Here, I'll go ahead and collect it. And you can see that the progress bar filled all the way up. I receive my meme coin points, and everything is set to start mining again, basically. I have a slot here that's idle and ready to go. If I start mint, it'll subtract the 10K gold bars from my balance, and it'll run the slot. And then if I were to leave, close the game, or turn my session off and come back later, my timer would keep ticking because it's running on the server and being validated by the server, and then all my offline progress time obviously would still be running. So it gives an incentive. It doesn't require the player to be on all the time, and there's offline progress incentives. But you can't mint meme coin without playing, right? Because you have to prestige, you have to make gold bars, and you need gold bars in order to fill or fuel the meme coin minting process. So it's a very self-involved process that keeps players engaged in the game and keeps ad revenue flowing. And we have some real world incentives planned. As you can see here, there's a leaderboard so you can compete with people that you know. I plan to add meme coin minting values here, maybe player profiles, analytics, stuff like that to show off strategy. I've implemented a simple global chat, but this is just a base. I want to add guilds so that way we can have own crypto projects having their own guilds, and then have a guild leaderboard so we can have projects, like fully fledged projects, competing against each other to see who can generate the most meme coin. I have no idea where this can go. But the idea is that there's a community involved in community engagement and interaction straight out of the gate with the global chat. People can say that the chart looks terrible, and it would be no big deal. Everyone can see it, or other people can talk about how great the chart looks, whatever have you. So this is like the most bare bones like implementation for the game. I have it in front of 14 testers right now, and it's deployed in the Android App Store. I've got to go through a couple more weeks of testing, and I need like 2 more testers to meet the threshold in order to get it out to the public and do basically a production deployment where you can have your little cousin download the game, or you can show it to your friend and show them that you pulled out $5 worth of meme coin. So I kind of lost where I was going, but I realized that I didn't touch on how you actually receive the meme coin here. I haven't implemented this part yet. I want to basically add a withdrawal button. And all that'll happen is you'll select a withdrawal button. A text input will pop up, and it will prompt you for your Solana wallet address. It'll be not saved. It'll just be a plain text string. They're going to submit to withdraw their request for the meme coin. It'll run through the server. The server will validate all of the data in the database and make sure the request is even valid. So we're not distributing meme coin that this person doesn't even own or deserve or whatever, hacker preventative measures. We run it through the server, and then all it is a simple swap from the Treasury wallet into their wallet. It's a hands-off exchange. There's no phantom integration. It's just you enter the string of your wallet ID, it runs it through the server validates the request, user receives their meme coin. Then the player can either sell their meme coin or hold it. They can do whatever they want. It's in their wallet at that point. And a couple of plans that I have to further integrate this with the chart is if I want to add a banner to the top, it's really in your face. That's an advertisement for whatever chart's attached to the game that says the chart is up 5.5% today. Everyone gets 5.5x on whatever their clicks are, or 0.55x, whatever is balanced. Or the chart's down 20% today. Everyone gets a debuff of 2.0x or 0.2x, whatever is balanced. In order to basically balance the game to the chart's health. So if the chart is going up, obviously the economy can support distributing more meme coin to players because they'll be able to sell off, and it wouldn't, the chart supports distributing more meme coin. So we're going to reward players by giving them more meme coin in the game and allowing them to accrue in-game currency faster, which obviously translates to minting meme coin faster, right? So there's an incentive for players to not sell when they do receive their meme coin. And then on top of that, I want to add stake incentives. So if the user decides to stake their GCM points that they've earned instead of withdraw them, so I'll have a withdrawal button and a stake button. If the user decides to stake their GCM points, we'll offer long-term rewards and also give them in-game bonuses so that they can mine even faster. Basically giving a crypto or meme coin type layer of exponential progression, where if a user stakes all of the meme coin points that they earn, they'll be making meme coin points faster than anyone who hasn't staked their meme coin points to the game. if that makes sense. So basically, it's a very simple cycle where the user clicks, the user prestiges, they gain gold bar or prestige points. They can use those gold bars to mint meme coin, and then they can withdraw or stake that meme coin for in-game rewards, and then the cycle just repeats. Obviously, I need to bring ads into the game to generate revenue. This game is currently ad-free, but I would assume that good places to add ads would be like during the prestige process. So like if you click prestige here, which I'll do in front of everyone, my gold nuggets gets reset to 0. I keep my prestige points. My prestige level went up, and I now get 1.55 per click due to the 5% permanent click increase I get per prestige, as well as my click multiplier upgrades if I were to have any, which I do not have. And then you basically, it's a cycle. You restart, I'm back at the bottom. I have to come in here and buy upgrades again to get stronger clicks. And I get some auto clickers so I can generate clicks offline while I'm not playing. I only have 5 minutes on the bus. You know, I did my prestige. I got a couple of auto clickers. Okay, I have to go. And I have some offline time stored here. I close the game and, you know, I log back in later after work on the bus ride back home, and I've made a bunch of progress in the game, and I can start minting. I can harvest my minting slots that are done, and I get served an ad that's not invasive and generate income for the chart. So basically, yeah, that's my pitch. That's the product that I'm making. Hopefully it was a substantial demo. If you have more questions, I do have a white paper deployed. I will pull it up really quick. It is goldclickermining.com.
I already posted it in the group. I think everyone.
Sweet. Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's my story. My email is in there, goldclickermining@gmail.com. Please reach out if you have any business inquiries or want to do a partnership. Let me see if I think that covers me. If there's any questions, please ask. I'm happy to answer any questions or talk about the project. If there's any concerns or anything.
Well, I've got something for you. So, is this your first project that you've been involved in or developed?
Yeah, I've made a couple of shitter coins for a joke, but no one bought them and they didn't go anywhere, so I ended up pulling my money back out of them. I've launched like 2 shit coins, but yeah.
I quite like what you're doing, and I think it's quite clever the way that you've made it so everything kind of interlinks with each other, and it's somewhat like a step-by-step process in terms of through the game to creating points to it reflecting on the chart. I'm not too sure how I feel in regards to when you were saying it kind of targets the people who maybe ain't old enough to kind of sell off and stuff like that, but I do see where the benefits are with that, but I think you need to add some sort of educational part to the project if that is your target audience, so that you're not completely locking them in and them being clueless what to do. If they are younger, you know, you need to have something there which they can be able to get that money out of there and help them with that process. But overall, I think it was really good. I would advise you to organise your pitch in the more of a how do I put it? A more organised way, because you were somewhat a bit scattered. But overall, mate, I think it's a solid thing that you're doing. I think a lot of people will have a lot of fun with it. I missed this. I missed the first part of it. Is it going to be on what chain is it going to be on Solana?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, that's great. No, that's top work, mate. I'm impressed. Since it's your first project as well, you know. Yeah, really impressive.
If I could just touch on the underage bit thing, I plan to and I can't really demo it because I'm age verified. But when you launch the game, we basically ask you for your age. And if you're not age verified, basically everything related to meme coin and crypto will be extracted from the game. So in that regard, the only thing that would be extracted is this meme coin panel and the withdrawal process. The game itself is functional. I would also be pulling out the chart, but the leaderboard and the game and everything as its own is functioning on its own, which is why I even said the underage thing. I know that sounds like a yellow red card type of thing. What I meant is that we're not losing any market, and there's a big market on kids who are sitting on their phones tapping all day. And we can close in on that market, even though it's illegal to distribute meme coin to people who are underage. So they will never have access to any meme coin minting process. However, they will be able to play the game and generate ad revenue, which will benefit everyone who can pull out meme coin from the chart.
So what happens if I'm somebody who's underage and I'm playing the game and then I turn of age where I'm old enough to play? Would I have to start again from scratch?
Well, no, you keep all of your in-game process, but it wouldn't affect your meme coin. So you can progress as far in the game as you want without being able to mint meme coin. And then if a user turns of age, we just grant access to the meme coin minting process. They will have all of their gold bars. They will have all of their gold nuggets, all of their upgrades, their prestige level, everything. It's just a matter of them becoming of age and then getting access to converting gold bars into meme coin.
No, that's awesome, mate. Like I say, you've answered what my concern was, and I think it's brilliant. I think it's really good. Congratulations.
Appreciate you, boss.
Yeah, it seems like a free money printer, yeah? I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No worries. I also think it's a very nice idea. And I like that you thought about putting in the maximum offline time. So there's no exceeding of like passive nugget generation over the ad revenue the user generates. So that's very smart. Just one concern, do you have to, like, I don't know the legalities of it, but don't you have to do like KYC if you give people like a revenue, a meme coin revenue, quote unquote? I don't know about that. I'm just curious if you looked into it.
My apologies. I don't understand what KYC means. Before I try to answer, could you define that?
Oh yeah, no worries. Because when I was in projects like Pause or something, you had to, KYC means know your customer. So you have to verify like with your passport and your identity that you, for example, live in the US. So that's KYC. And sure. I'm not sure if you have to do it.
I guess if I'm in the US and I swap you 5 Solana, and you're in Germany, do you need KYC for that?
No, not that, but maybe because you get it as a revenue from there. I'm not sure about it. Just something you perhaps.
Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, I'd say if you're offering a type of financial service or finance inside the app, you said it's on the Play Store as well. You will need KYC.
Right. So I will be purchasing a treasury wallet, basically, just a wallet where I'll be buying the chart. And all of the money that you can make through the game is nothing more than a swap that handles outside of the game. As I told you, there's no integration with Web3 or Phantom or anything. You don't need to. I don't care who the customer is. All that I care about is that they submit a wallet string, and then my server validates that the account asking for that wallet or for the currency to be withdrawn is valid, and then we just handle the swap from the treasury wallet to the user that's requesting it. There's no, the game really doesn't even touch meme coin. The server does. So I don't even have to log it with. It's so uninvolved with the game that I don't even have to. Android isn't even concerned about it. There's nothing through the game that you can't, like, meme coin isn't in the game.
I think you've made it so you don't have to KYC, basically, because it is only from a wallet that the project holds. So therefore,
it's just
directly. Yeah, that's fine. That should be
the only thing the game does is validate the request, right? And then after the request is validated, all it is a swap that you could do on your Phantom account to another wallet. That's all it is. There's no validation. And that means that anyone can come in and enter any string. And if they enter the wrong string and transfer that, their meme coins could get lost on the blockchain. It's really on them to enter the right string, right? But hopefully that answers your question. The app isn't, handling any of that. The server is, and it's all it is a wallet swap. I realized I didn't talk about the tokenomics a whole lot. The game will generate 100% ad revenue, right? So there'll be 100% revenue pool generated from the game. My part for my income will be 20% off the top. So I'll take 20% as development costs, marketing costs, trying to hire people, keeping food on my table and keeping the lights on, whatever have you. 20% will just be mine. 80% will go straight into the chart. I'm not even going to trade the chart. I'm going to have like $100 in after the treasury wallet buys. So I won't even be inside trading. I'll be publicly trading just like everyone else, and I'll be playing the game because I'm being paid from the game itself. I'm not even a part of the chart. So for me, I don't care. I don't care who's requesting the coin. All I care about is that whoever's requesting the coin earned it through the game and that it's a valid request. And then I just handle the swap between the treasury wallet and the recipient's wallet, and that's it. It's uninvolved with the game, really.
Okay, cool. Thank you, man.
Okay, so no questions more?
Yeah, I'll just leave it on one more thing. I'm open to collaborations. I would have no problem throwing a panel in the game or a credit screen saying verified partners that I work with and throwing credentials up there and navigating, like getting some mutual traffic going. And also note that any coin could be put behind this game. So if there was a partnership deal or anything that you wanted to strike and you wanted, say a coin wants to distribute their coin in a way that benefits the chart, the same system exists. I can just put a different chart behind this, rebrand it, change the images around, and then we can distribute basically any coin and pump 80% of the revenue generated from the game into that chart. And just, we can benefit any project here, or partnerships will be mutually beneficial. I'm developing this stuff live on Pump.Fun, Twitch, YouTube. I am very transparent about all of it. You can follow along. Please connect with me. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate the feedback. I did not prepare enough for this, obviously, but hopefully it was not too difficult to listen to, and I appreciate it.
I'll send you a message. Make sure you reply after, brother.
Sure.
It wasn't
Thanks,
Tanner to have you here to speak about your project. And we're moving on. Shane, is it okay for you to have Josh first, or you really need